Trying to separate it is really impossible, even though right now Lyell looks like a natural landscape. In reality, it's a cultural landscape. 150, 200 years ago, this whole area was decimated.
I think it's about seeing and experiencing what the box ironbark has to give us. So if you sit and wait, then eventually it'll give you something magical.
I reckon having third years guiding us in what to do is a really good idea, because it gives us almost a foresight into the future of what we have coming up.
The student leaders here have developed local knowledge over 3 years. We want them to understand what that kind of detailed local knowledge affords them as future leaders or guides. We borrow from the approaches to natural history used by the 18th century amateur naturalists who in some ways laid the foundations of modern ecological science. Their approach really boils down to paying close and careful attention to the world around you.
I guess Lyell's a really great place because it's something that's been built up on personal knowledge. We come here and we teach the students how to be in a place, because there's a real skill of not just sort of traipsing through a place and expecting things to come at you, but actually knowing how to find yourself in a place and how to be in that place.
We have our nature diaries, which we record all our findings in. We do some follow-up research when we get back to Bendigo, but at the moment it's all just observation, and it's really cool just sort of finding out the way that the animals use the landscape, and also the way that the landscape is after sort of all the mining history. How you see all the sort of adaptations of the trees and all the fauna and flora around here that definitely is probably different from when Europeans settled. So we sat there at dark, and probably just after the sun came down, we had chewins, which are brush-tailed phascogales, come out. It was really quite amazing.
The best thing about coming out to a learning environment like this is that it can be transferred to other places. You know, anywhere that you go, whether it be like a canoe trip or like a rock climbing trip, you're going to see different trees and flowers and shrubs and plants and that kind of thing. It's going to be super handy to pass on that information to other people from what you've learnt from this area.
Through showing them things that I'm really passionate about and trying to express that passion to them sort of engages them, and I find that that's the best way to do it. If I'm going to sit there and, you know, talk about something I'm not really interested in, then it's not going to work. But if I'm really engaged and passionate about this bird that we've just seen or this plant that we just came across, then that's going to come across and that's going to engage them. I find that works best.
There's no rush to pack up every day. There's no, you don't need to rely on your watch all the time. You can just go where your interest takes you. What you find interesting, you go and look closer at. You try and figure out what it is. If you don't find out the answer 100%, that's not a big deal.